Hello and welcome to Geordie Leather. Today's episode is episode 15, where we cover the topic of snap fasteners, also known as press studs. So it'll be a short episode because there isn't very much to say about them, so let's crack on. Okay, so snap fasteners. Let's see what snap fasteners look like. Let's get my box out. Where are they? Here they are. So this is my set of snap fasteners. Just open that up and have a look. So this is a fairly comprehensive set for most people, I suppose. It's this is my 12.5mm set of snap fasteners. They come in a variety of sizes, but this is probably the most common size. So I have a comprehensive set of this. They come in different colours. I have 6 colours here. I'm sure there are other colours too, but these are the colours I use most frequently. So a snap fastener consists of actually 4 parts. It consists of what's called the cap, which is the shiny bit that you see when it's fitted to the material. Now the other side of the cap is this little piece here. I'm not actually sure what this is actually called. It's probably the snap of the snap fastener part, and that those 2 pieces go together. I can zoom in slightly so you can see this better. Okay, so as I say, you've got the cap, which is the pretty side of the snap fastener, and the snap part, which has a little spring inside of it which grips onto the post on the other piece of material that are being attached together. So the other side of the snap fastener consists of a post, which is basically a flat disc with a protruding post, and on that post is a little button which, when compressed together onto the post, squashes those 2 pieces of copper together, and the shaft expands inside this little disc, this little circular piece, and that grips it together. So let's actually set some snaps. As I've said previously, the term set is used when you crimp hardware together like this. Okay, so in terms of the tools you need to set snap fasteners, there are basically 2 different ways you can do it. You can do it with a device such as this, which I've shown you in previous videos. You can get different size dies to fit different size snap fasteners. You put the correct size die in and you push the handle. But most people don't have access to this. I'm going to show you the manual method today. So when you buy snap fasteners as a kit, they usually come with the setting tools as well. But this is my kit of setting tools. It's quite a comprehensive kit for all sorts of different types of rivets, snap fasteners, eyelets and so on. But today all we're going to need is a punch, a base plate. Often the kits come with this. They either come with the multi-dome base plate like this, or they come with one of these little universal bases which has a concave side and a little pin side. So I'll show you how to use both. To set the actual snap fastener, it requires 2 tools. So again, they all come in different sizes. Now I'm quite OCD about things, so I label things. My vision isn't brilliant, so I label my different tools with the actual size that they are. It just helps me find them more quickly in my box rather than trying to read the etch number on the side of the tool. So snap fasteners require a pin tool and a dome tool. So just put those to one side and let's take a closer look. So obviously the first stage is to take a piece of leather. We're going to use the snap to connect two pieces of leather, so we need to punch a hole for each of the corresponding components of the snap fastener. So we'll do the base first. Now, a useful little thing I made a long time ago and I use constantly is one of these. This is just a piece of scrap leather, and I punched a hole for each of the size punches I have. It's very useful when you want to size a piece of hardware to find out what size punch you need to use. You just put your piece of hardware into the hole and see which one it fits best in. For example, this fits best in the 3mm hole, so I need a 3mm punch for this particular post. So let's just find a 3mm. You can see that it's etched on the end there, 3mm. So let's just take a hard surface. I'll use my trusty anvil, and if we take a piece of scrap leather and just punch a hole. Now you can either do this with a punch, if I can find my hammer, with a punch like so. It hasn't gone through, so let's just do that again. Okay, and then you put your little post on the surface. You can put it onto a metal surface and then put your piece of leather over that post, and then you put on the other side of that piece, which is the little button piece, and that sits over like so. And you take your dome tool, which is the one with the concave impression, you put that over and give it a whack with a hammer. And there we have the first part of the snap fastener set. Give it a bit of a twist, make sure it's not moving, it's nice and snug. So that's the first half. So on the other half we'll do an alternative. We'll use a set of punches. I've shown you these in previous videos. So we'll punch a hole. This is set to 3mm, so we'll punch a hole there. And we put the other side. This time we're going to use the little plate with the depressions in for different size caps. We're going to put the cap dress side down, find the hole that it fits best. This is a 12mm hole, sorry, a 12mm cap, so it fits in the 12mm hole obviously. So obviously we want the face of the leather down this time so that the snap is on the back. So when you're putting these on, you need to have at least a couple of mil protruding above the leather. Let me just give you a close-up of that. It needs to have at least that much sticking out. If you've got less than that, there isn't enough for the other half to attach to. So when this expands, it won't grip the other half correctly. So at least a couple of mil, I would say. If your leather's too thick, you need to buy a longer shafted snap fastener. If it's too thin, you may have to trim a little bit off the edge, but 2 mil is a general rule of thumb. So this goes on so that it looks like that, and then we use the other tool that comes with the rivets, or not rivets, snap fasteners, and we put the pin in that hole so it's inside the hollow tube of the cap, and make sure it's nice and straight, and again give that if you rotate the tool slightly as you're hammering, it just spreads out the bent copper inside more evenly. So there we have it, that's the other side done. Now again, just grip it gently, make sure it's not sliding around, that's fine. As you can see, the the concave surface of the little plate has protected the shape of the dome of the snap fastener. So there we have our two halves. Let's put that to one side, and they just snap together like so. So there we have a very simple way of attaching snap fastener hardware. It's not complicated, it just requires a bit of practice. So we punch a hole, we fit the base and its corresponding little button, crimp those together with the tools, and then we, on the other piece, we punch another hole, put the cap in and put the corresponding snap piece and punch it with the tool with the pin. So there we go, snap fasteners. Okay, so that covers snap fasteners, press studs, call them what you will. A simple piece of hardware to fit, but very useful in leather work. And so thanks for watching. If you could click the like button, I'd really appreciate that. If you want to subscribe, that's even better. So until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.